I call Brett Hudson.
Mr Speaker, I rise in support of the Standards and Accreditation Bill in this its third reading. This bill is aimed at supporting our business growth agenda, Mr Speaker, to raise the prospects of Kiwis and their families. It provides structures, processes and supports to help our business grow and compete, both at home and abroad. Now, standards will improve the effectiveness, safety and reliability of many goods and services used by consumers and businesses every day and throughout the economy. The proposed changes are aimed at ensuring that our standards system is well functioning and, importantly, meets the needs of businesses, regulators and consumers. Now, a well-managed standard system builds innovation by facilitating the creation and diffusion of technology by codifying technical excellence. And what this bill will do, Mr Speaker, is create a statutorily independent standards board, similarly a statutorily independent standards executive, one who will, among other things, be responsible for appointing independent standards development committees. Now, it is somewhat unfortunate hearing again tonight the opposition try to claim that this bill somehow weakens the independence of standards in New Zealand, when it does exactly the opposite. If members had actually read or comprehended the bill, they'd understand that in clauses 8 and 12, the bill is very clear that for both the Standards Executive and the Standards Board, that they must act independently. 8 and 12, sir. Somewhat more regrettable even that in the committee stage, a member of the Labour opposition, Stuart Nash, seized upon one subclause that he said he believed showed that actually the Standards Executive would be at the behest of the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment CEO. Never mind the fact that that subclause related only to elements that weren't about the core functions of the Executive's role, such as ensuring that we meet our international obligations, that development committees are properly put together, that they actually discharge the work of the standards appropriately, and related to consequential impacts or conditions from other enactments. Never mind that, Mr Speaker. He simply meant that because it was there in some form, that would weaken independence. As I say, a shame that they either didn't read or didn't comprehend the bill. But then, of course, there's also the real world that they've also missed out on. So again, tonight we heard Ms Curran talking about being the executive being resident in MB would somehow weaken their independence. Well, neither she nor any of the submitters raised the company's registrar, the Commissioner of Patents or the official assignee, each of which is a statutorily independent officer resident, actually within MB. So in the real world, these officers are able to discharge their duties and act independently. Now, it was Daniel Patrick Moynihan, Mr Speaker, who pointed out that while people are entitled to their own opinions, they are not entitled to their own facts. Labour clearly seem to think differently. The reality is that this bill is a great measure to help support our businesses grow and compete in New Zealand and abroad. I commend it to the House.